Afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting Propagandacast from me, your host Imperial Dane, Master of Propaganda, Heroes like Defender of the Fatherland. Off here to an exciting 1 vs 1 on Crossroads. But in the north, we got here Angreifen fighting for Germany, Deutschland. Taking on the role here of the 19th Panzer Division versus in the south, we got Redxwings, the one, the only, fighting here for the Soviet Union. And the 25th Tank Corps. We got Osttruppen doctrine right there for Angreifen, leading out with some Osttruppen, some cheap infantry with infantry and Panzers bulletins versus Redxwings, shock motor, shock rifle, and terror tactics. A lot of shock troopers there with shock troop and infantry bulletins there. Special Rifle Command up there, conscripts following up there as well for Redxwings and the 25th Tank Corps versus the 19th Panzer Division. Sandbags being laid up here by the cut-off point. Osttruppen going each other direction, allowing Redxwings or Angreifen, to secure as much territory as possible. More conscripts following up there for Redxwings, so while he's got this, he's not intending to quite right away utilize it. So he might, of course, actually try and lure his opponent into a sense of, fake relaxation or, calm. Oh, just conscripts. And then you hit with the penal troopers. So, of course, some players would expect this. But we got an MD-42 on the way there for Angreifen to up in the wake of the Osttruppen. More sandbags going down there. Very thorough work there by Angreifen and the 19th Panzer Division. Point there secured. We got the conscripts setting out there for Redxwings. Alright, Pushkin, I need you to watch the flanks for any fascist, counter-revolutionaries, proletariats, no, not the ones, the other ones, the richer ones, anybody who looks suspicious. But that could be anyone. Exactly. Trust no one. Not even me. You're a fascist, not like, never mind. Pioneers bringing the scout convoy there for Redxwings, just going in a bit mobile here versus Angreifen. Osttruppen down the east side, west side, they're being secured and falling back here. Perhaps waiting here for Redxwings to try and push into them. Got the MD-42 there being knocked forwards by a crew there. And pushing for the eastern fuel point there, but very slowly there. He's trying to see his opponent making any push before moving ahead, so he's Osttruppen, don't get caught out in the open and lose the fight more or less right away. Up here, denies the house there to the MD-42. Now sets forces set up right next to an outhouse. That's got a smell. But there you go. Engineers, they should be forced back there eventually. The problem is how it's going to deal with the MD-42 since there's only one window. Then the MD-42 at this range will be able to deal a lot of damage. We got a mortar following up there for Angreifen. Point there secured Ostrom's front wing. But there you go. We got the solution. It's the M3A1 though with no infantry in, so you can't really sort of hit the machine gun harder. Probably could have popped in some conscripts a bit fast, but there you go. Ultimately, the MD-42 is pushed back, and that is a win there for Redxwings. A victory for the motherland and the 25th Tank Corps. In the south there, conscript versus Osttruppen. Panning found a bit of cover there, a very sort of slight indentation in the ground, giving them the courage to actually hit their targets. But there you go, being pushed back there by the conscript, more conscript flanking in from the other side. Scout cutting nearby. Obviously with the mortar, he knows there's an infantry company, so he also knows the Osttruppen will have Panzers, and thusly he's not going to rush them for very obvious reasons. Otherwise he's going to just get Panzers, and that's not going to work out. Scout cutter engineers in it. Do we get flamethrowers? Yes, indeed, we do get flamethrowers. A very potent and popular combo by a lot of players. There you go, straight into the Panzers range. Looks like he couldn't change direction, or perhaps he forgot. Either way, though, that scout car is going to go up in blazes. So at least managed to ensure the engineers don't get wiped, but the scout car does nonetheless burst into flames. Comes them being utterly annihilated in the middle of the road. The MD-42 there soaring them apart. The points there being secure, mortified, they're also raining down here in support of Angreifen's forces. The 19th Panzer Division is inflicting some heavier casualties there on the 25th Tank Corps. Engineers versus Osttruppen there. MD-42 versus conscript there, but without cover, the conscript are in need trouble out in the open. This thing gets super lucky and just somehow kill the machine gunner every single time. That doesn't work out, and the MD-42 crew successfully pushing them away. Here on the cuff on the engineers, slowly pushing back Osttruppen. Without cover though, they're going to struggle quite a bit there with the engineers, in particular once they hit cover themselves. Redxwings still needs to do something a bit more serious here versus Angreifen. He's certainly falling a bit behind in territory, and fuel-wise, Angreifen is actually building up a bit of momentum there. Like to make a nice company going up there for Angreifen. Conscript moving ahead here. Osttruppen taking losses. Troops are reinforcing. And there you go, heading for the fuel point in the far west. Good, and there goes Osttruppen as the engineers out in the open with no real cover. The engineers have an advantage. Once again to cover, the engineers get another kind of advantage. So flamethrower engineers, to an extent, if utilised properly, can actually give Osttruppen quite a bit of trouble there. Little fun side. Nope. More mortar fire there against the engineers to the south. Progress being made. But overall, no big engagements here between Redxwings and Angreifen for the time being. Just a bit of stalling around here. Keeping Angreifen's Osttruppen occupied with a much cheaper engineer squad. Always going for the fuel point there. And there you go. We got the flame half-track out. That's probably going to be a flame for a half-track there for Angreifen. Very much sort of a popular thing with the Wehrmacht at the moment. Just getting out a flame for a half-track and burning your opponents to a crisp. You got constantly up there engaging the mortar, forcing Angreifen to relocate it before it gets annihilated and pilfered in the name of the motherland. Meanwhile, flame for a half-track is slowly upgrading, but it's not quite there yet. We'll have to see if Redxwings deduces that there's going to be a flame for a half-track there, or if he's actually going to assume that Angreifen's only going to use it to reinforce his troops and support them in other measures. Any anti-tank grenades? Well, he obviously is going to go for it either way, because either way the half-track's going to be a real nuisance for Redxwings if he doesn't deal with it. I mean, unupgraded or not. Comes there with Osttruppen. Some poor bastard goes down in the dirt first. Fortunately for him, he's already in a cemetery, so it's not going to be difficult to bury him. Flampans round then proceeding to cook the conscripts. Well done. In the east, though, more or less no resistance there from Redxwings as he focuses on the west side and a bit the centre there. His force composition is struggling a bit versus Angreifen at the moment. The flame for a half-deck is certainly not helping things out, but also the aggressive MG42 play is working out surprisingly well there for Angreifen. Surprisingly well. And there you go, Pioneers being pushed back. Got a machine gun bunker going up pretty fast here for Angreifen actually. At the 6-7 minute mark, he's laying up a machine gun bunker to cover the centre. Aggressive bold move there by Angreifen. And we got shock troopers out for Redxwings and Panzer Grenadier here for Angreifen and the 19th Panzer Division. So this is certainly getting interesting. Got terror tactics versus Osttruppen. You don't see terror tactics very often, but that's Redxwings for you. Going out for those strategies and doctrines most people don't use all the time, although he does also play, you know, more common stuff. You got Panzer Grenadier there almost done, machine gun bunker done as well. Fun fact about the Soviet tank corps, well, it sounds like a really big formation, sort of, you know, actual sort of size. It was sort of close to a German, you know, division. The thing is, with the whole core element, that was basically something that happened after Barbarossa. Well, during Barbarossa, as they lost so many formations, they sort of, you know, had to sort of size them down. And so, essentially, what was equivalent, say, in a division, the size was usually, when it came to armor, at least a corps. Infantry-wise, it was still divisional, but armor-wise, they cut everything down so much that, you know, to really sort of get the same level as a division, it was a corps, you know, tank or mechanized, though technically mechanized corps was actually more equivalent to a division, sort of Panzer division in terms of combined arms, whereas a tank corps was largely just a lump of tanks with a bit of infantry, but otherwise lacking in other support elements. They also had limited success, sometimes. Got a flame for half-track moving out there. Panzer Grenadier here working in close conjunction with it. Shock Troopers got to give Redxwings or Angreifen a bit of trouble early on, and this can sort of catch them in a good position because his troops will obviously struggle with their body armor. The Panzer Grenadier should help out a bit, in particular with the burnt grenade in the right place. The problem is Angreifen lacks the munitions for that. So Redxwings striking back hard here for the motherland. Securing back the fuel point, victory point, alternative security against Angreifen. There you go, victory 2 on the Flammpanzerwagen. Fresh rest from the west, we got 10 mines down there. Angreifen is obviously anticipating his opponent there to go for some kind of T-70 rush there so far. Redxwings is not pushing forward. There you go, close shock troopers guarding down the Panzer Grenadier there. The assault rifle, for all its marvellous wonders of the modern world, rather can't deal with the sheer brutality of the PPSH-41 up close and personal, where its sheer rate of fire just wins out. There you go, machine gun bunker. Nice, interesting choice there by Angreifen. They can be quite handy in the early game if you sort of get up in the right place at the right time. And certainly free second machine gun for other business. So, in that regard, this is a really solid choice for, you know, extent there. It's also helped by most Soviet players. They're really going for support weapon company, meaning they will to an extent lack measures with just dealing with directly on. If you can sort of keep the flank somewhat covered, they can't easily just run up and demo charge it or satchel charge it. But Redxwings here not to be deterred, push it aggressively. Small chance of getting the MG42 here, but looks like in this case, fortune favours Angreifen. a lot there. That could easily have been a wipe there, and that could have been MD42 in the hands of Redwings, and that would really have given Angreifen a massive headache. But still, he's cutting off, and now he's actually got most of the map here, though the flame for half tech is good to go soon enough. We got tech up there for Angreifen, who's not been dithering about there. I mean, despite everything, he's technically pulling off more of rush than most players to actually go for the rush there, by the way. He's actually getting up this Palmer core in good time. He can't immediately use it, in particular now the fuel points being secured by Redwings, and of course, Redwings now has ample opportunity to now try and take ahead of Angreifen in return. So we'll have to see how this works out. But he's healing, reinforcing. Angreifen is not rushing out here versus Redwings at the moment. He is not seeing any reason to just get too far ahead of himself. But there you go. Counter-attack begins. Mortar, Flampanzerwagen here spearheading. Redwings falling back a bit there. Infantry following up. Other troops are still healing, reinforcing. So initially a small counter over here. And there you go, Panzer going to deriving. There you go, conscripts. There you go, forced away. Well, too many. There we go, actually. My apologies. But pushing away the Panzer, not the Panzer gunners, but the conscripts there with fire and with fury. Redwings' western flank collapses. But we also got mines that are close to the telemines. And looks like in this case he was aware where it was. And immediately deals with it by attacking ground here and using the flamethrowers to deal with it. You can use flamethrowers, by the way, to set off mines. So it does require you know specifically where the mine is. Well, I might have just assumed it, otherwise. There we go. We see a bit of damage there. More mines going down though. Redwings finally taking up as well. In the east, we can see that Angreifen is swiftly pushing on the eastern fuel point, trying to push back map control there against Redwings, and also, of course, just disrupt him as much as possible. So using the more expendable Osttruppen for that, while he keeps his primary fighting units here closer to his base, is certainly a nice and bold, aggressive move, and also frightfully efficient. Tank of 10 command up. We got the Even 6M on the way here for Redwings. Head up deal with the bunker. Half tech, of course, bombard Angreifen as well. So very nice multi-purpose tool there, which is essentially what a lot of assault guns were. And mines was up there. He's clearly worried about Angreifen laying down mines, which is certainly a very sensible worry. I mean, one telemine could easily destroy most of his things from his tank of 10 command on the spot. Conscripts arriving, we got more infantry moving in there, shock troopers and conscripts as well there. 25th Tank Corps is on the counter-offensive again. And Angreifen secures the southern fuel point. They won't be able to maintain it for long. And there goes from 6M out there. At the same time, as soon as it's done, Redwings immediately pushes for the mechanized armor company and bigger armor. In the meanwhile, flame for after they're counter-attacking, closing in on FC3. Panzer going to deal the rank to support, and he's immediately focusing down here. The shock troopers with the flame for half-tech. That is definitely a pretty good priority there with the flame for half-tech. Panzer can support the rest, and there he goes from 6 snipes. Ludwig with a 76.2mm shell, snuffing him out like a candle. Mechanized armor company up there for Redwings. He could support himself with an additional fuel cache, maybe to speed things up further. As for Angreifen, he can call an Osman now, could go for Stug, or he of course might be thinking here for a Panzer IV for the 19th Panzer Division. Flampanzerwagen there strikes out, their conscripts burning away, and there you go, good hit there from the Ipsen 6M. And there you go, straight to the MD42 here. Half check almost down to the Ipsen 6M, might have a good chance there. Oh, found that out the air, there you go, grenade on the MD42, but the shock troopers are almost annihilated. Go straight there for the bunker. Troops being suppressed, and there you go, more pressure up here. West side is completely open there for Redwings to push in through if he wants to. And Stug on the way there for Angreifen. Could go for a Panzer IV, but he seems to be in for the more optimistic or cautious Stug here initially to help deal with any armor more efficiently. Definitely not a bad choice there by Angreifen. Suppose he could be worried he's going to get hit already now by T-34s and 6s from Redwings, which obviously indicates he's actually taking Redwings very seriously, which is a very understandable response. Decent hits here, but not landing any serious damage. Back 40 moving up, and they're going to need to pull back the Ipsen 6M. Main gun is out. Quite a bit of manpower being floated there by Redwings. Caches again could be an excellent investment. More troops, more shock troopers. We'll have to see. Stug almost done there. Angreifen this stage, he's actually got a lot of munitions. S-mounts would be a good choice. You could also consider building maybe another bunker. Help defend other parts of the map there versus harassment and aggression from Redwings and the 25th Tank Corps. Slowly repairing there. Got the Stu 3G out here for Angreifen in the 19th Panzer Division. Most Panzer divisions for, well, most of 1943 and sort of, I think, the first half of 1944 would have had a, well, essentially a Stu battalion attached to more specifically Stu brigade. It was very much sort of the thing to do. There was technically never on this, I think, the sort of organizational papers, like for how, division was supposed to be up, like they had, specific, sort of directives for that for each, year, almost like, this is how a Panzer division is supposed to look. And none of those were actually, they're supposed to have a third Stu battalion, but it's very much an informal thing that pretty much happened until, like, late 1944, at which point that was dropped because they couldn't maintain that either. But it was a sort of a, as a measure to make up for the loss of the 3rd Panzer Battalion after Stalingrad. Shock trying to flank in this case, they're caught by an awful lot, then getting rather lucky. They actually never seem to get wiped there by Angreifen, flame for half-tech machine gun bunker and other nasty bits there. And to tank grenade off the Stu's not going to do too much. Then we got a T-34 from 6 on the way for Redxwings, heading the western fuel. Need to hit the eastern point back there. Mines going off, killing Osttruppen, conscript engineers rushing down. Things getting a lot more heated here between Angreifen and Redxwings. Got another barrage here from a Redxwings H-6M. Almost got the western fuel point there, and conscript engineers moving east, but there. Mines down to help defend the fuel point. Already that hasn't so far worked much. Angreifen now the one to float manpower, could go for fuel cache himself, could go for another Stu. Of course, at this point, he might be feeling he could get away with a Panzer IV here. Now, it's got the Stu gut to stabilise the situation for the fatherland. Oh, he needs to be careful here. You should be expecting Redxwings to lay down mines. Points are secured. T-34s and 6 they're mobilised for Redxwings and the 25th Tank Corps, moving up the western side of the map. Stu rolling back there. Engineer suppressed. After taking hits there from the H-6M, Shocked was getting burned alive there. Their body armour not effective versus the flames of the fatherland. Still getting back the eastern fuel point. Oh, we got propaganda here. Fear propaganda artillery being delivered against Angreifen's forces. Then they surround the Incendiary and the Osttruppen. In this case, he seemed to be able to dock. Oh, there we go, pinned down. Should be able to get the Incendiary Panzer suppressed as well. Oh dear, oh, he's going to get a wipe, he's going to get a wipe. Big loss there for Angreifen. MD-42, Vetri 2 got wiped here by Redxwings. And there you go, got the H-6 flanking here, the Stu. T-34 moving up the western side here, could go for deeper flank, could catch the flame for half track there. H-6 pushing back the Stu, that needs to be careful himself, is about to lose it. There you go, got the flame for half track. Contra there, suppressed and pinned by the machine gun bunker. H-6 falling back, smoke screen down here. Should grab here the machine gun if he can, might not be able to do so because too preoccupied with other things. Panzer gun is now free to roam behind his lines, and there you go, T-34 falling down here. Go straight through Angreifen's base in aggressive raid, trying to get as much killing done here or not. Getting Panzerfaust here, got too close to the troops, and he's forgot about the Stu, which can now have enough time to deal with the T-34 flank. He had a bit more speed that would have helped out Redxwings, so he might have gotten a bit too greedy here. He was closer to pulling off something really devastating, but reached too far. And there we go. T-34 down, a big win there for Angreifen. Machine gun nest not reclaimed by Redxwings either, so he's able to sort of stabilise things there and punish Redxwings for reaching a bit too far. Biting off more than he could chew. And there you go, MD-42 now with Panzer Grenadier instead. Moving up to the northern point. H-6 there being fixed up. Conscript setting up. Grabbing points here. Panzer Grenadier reinforcing. And T-34 almost done. Also there was the conscript. Shots fired. Telemann nearby. It took a bit of damage from the previous flame for attack there from the Flammenpanzerwagen, but it's not been set off. But overall, nice maneuvering there. Neither player getting too focused up in the centre again. In that regard, the machine gun bunker helps Angreifen a lot there because it allows them to preserve more attention to the sides of the map here versus Redxwings. Of course, it's also just ensuring Redxwings doesn't get too focused out. They immediately just, hits the other points as well. So, bit mixed. We got a second T-35 out there for Redxwings pretty fast. Up here in the east, on the west, I mean. That's never the east. Getting surrounded, flanked here with the T-34 as well. Redxwings still maintaining good map control here versus Angreifen, but there you go, mortar hit. Pulping numerous conscripts. And smoke screen down there against the MD-42. But can't really pull through, I think, there versus that. Angreifen, is he aiming for a Panzer 4? He's actually floating a lot of manpower. They definitely shouldn't be doing that. He should be going for more caches, more infantry, or bunkers, but not be floating at close to 1,000 manpower. He could easily be going for a Panzer 4 now if he wanted to. Or he might be planning for tier 4. In which case, you know, he should be spending sooner some of that manpower and caches to then provide more fuel than to allow, you know, for say a quick push for Panthers or whatever he wants to. So right here, he might be Angreifen himself is overreaching a bit too far, but instead of tactically, he's doing so strategically, which could give Redxwings more of a chance to get back into the game. So he needs to sort of get something doing with his resources, and looks like he's scaling back his ambitions and just setting for the Panzer 4 there. I mean, he can later, you know, go for that heavy Panzer Corps, but he really should go for a fuel cache or two to really make that work, I feel. Still, Angreifen pushing forward here, going for carve points, going for victory points and fuel points. Assault gun aiming the bombarding, and troops are reinforcing healing. T-Fed 4 try and do some harassment in the east or the south. Swift advances across the map for both, well, mostly Angreifen technically. And more pioneers there for Angreifen. Panzer 4 almost done. Redwings also flooding manpower. I mean, both players really could benefit from fuel caches. I mean, they both flooding manpower, so could you say build a fuel cache or two, could easily be able to pull ahead of the other player very rapidly. Machine gun bunker there hanging back. Has lasted so far quite well there for Angreifen and the 19th Panzer Division. Got the machine gun duck down there by the eastern fuel point. Troops healing reinforcing. Constantly need to be careful against the Panzer 4. Pinned back machine gun away on it for it as well. Redwings going for a howitzer now. So he's certainly going very heavy in the artillery there. We'll probably try to just blast Angreifen into submission. Constantly being suppressed by the infantry. The Panzer Grenadier is also doing that part. They're manning the gun. Alright, Helmut. Once they get their heads down, you aim for their heads because it's a lot easier to hit them now. And there you go, T-54 rolling in, 2 kills there for the motherland. And successfully pushes back the Angreifen Panzer Gunners. Meanwhile, we got a big push into the west with a lot of infantry. Second machine gun band going down there for Angreifen, just making use of his resources that further away, just dig in and make it a lot harder for Redwings to use his infantry against him. Nice move there, nice move there. So Red Sea Out players actually building bunkers. Though again, it's becoming less and less rare as of late. So that's only also something if you're a Serb player or any allied player really have to keep in mind. They might just be going slowly more and more for them. But we got a second T-Fed on the way there. Howitzer is ready for Redwings. The 120. Yeah, I don't think it's quite ready. There you go. Now it's ready. 152mm howitzer. And there goes Stu going straight into the trap here. T-54 and F-6. They're punishing Angreifen. Then moving Stu too far ahead with actually no infantry whatsoever. Harsh punishment. Tragic loss there of good German material and crews. Second Stu there for Angreifen. Howitzer firing away at the base. So the artillery was never noted for being accurate, but then so Doctrine never really, I think, aimed for that, or at least sort of tried to make up for it with just sheer volume, and that's what the Serbs were good at, sheer volume of artillery. It meant sort of tactically they weren't very good because they couldn't sort of adjust well enough during their assault, but generally they just had these massive pre-planned bombardments. And the Serbs referred to the artillery sort of as the god of war. And there you go, the Angreifen response here with the railway artillery support, aiming with his bigger guns, which are also not more accurate, seeing as they're German. There you go, howitzers down. Guessing here that Redwings had not anticipated that a railway artillery support could be utilised to counter it. Otherwise, it would have probably at least sort of laid down a more serious screen here, because that was pretty much the most direct way to just being able to call in artillery on it. So that's quite a loss there for Redwings. 600 manpower expended and 600 manpower lost. Mines going down there. Moving ahead, we got the stupid Pan 4 flanking in here, but there you go. Station 6M, T-Fed 4 flanking from the south here. Pack 4 not quite able to support right away, and there you go. Station 6M lands a good hit on the side armor of the Panzer 4. Second shot though, misses amazing. Completely whiffs. Another pendulum machine here for the Stug. Wreckage there, completely wrecked. Push straight at the Panzer IV here. Could also hit the Pack 4 to clear that out. And we got a bombing strike in on the bunker. Not on the Pack 40 or something like that, but the bunker. And there you go. He's spending 200 munitions to take out a bunker. That really should show just how annoying that bunker was for Redwings. But also just how amazing an investment it was for Angreifen. Really, I mean, if you can cost your punter to spend 200 munitions, 150 manpower, 50 munitions when it's already been around for quite some time, that's an amazing investment. There you go. T-34 hits not one but two telemines and gets destroyed. Angreifen's defense here proving quite lethal versus Redwings. And there he goes, about to lose another Stuke here. Shocktroopers could lay down the smoke net to support the T-34. Stuke bounces one shot off there. Smokescreen down from the Shocktroopers to cover the advance of the T-34 in the Mission 6. Very good there, but ultimately falls back. Still not bad at all. Panzer going to do storming down the eastern side. We got the M42 fine stone here by Redwings. And setting up just in time for the Panzers there to get a good burst of their own medicine. There we go. T-34 falling back on the western side as the Germans are hot in pursuit. Mission 6 should be able to cover it. Now the T-34 on the way. And they actually got a full retreat here due to the rabble of the Panzer IV. Redwings ultimately thusly cannot hold the right flank either, and Angreifen pushes forwards once more victoriously for the fatherland. Another T-34 right there for Redwings. More tanks. Mission 6M lands a good hit there on the Panzer IV. And got the other T-34 moving in, scaring away the Osttruppen there. There you go, Panzer IV back in action. Need to get the Incendiary back there to shoot at it. There we go, shoots, but instead hits large, massive shed. And there you go, Panzer IV lands in the hood, but there you go, takes return hit. Osttruppen trying to move forward. They're going to try and disable the engine of the Panzer I. There you go, with the range bullets in and the veterans, if they pull it off. But no, cancels it, almost gets wiped in fact. And we got another MD-42 there for Angreifen to replace the one lost to the Marxists. Panzer IV slowly approaching Veteran 2. Now that Panzer IV for Angreifen and the 19th Panzer Division. Redwings could profile up with more T-34s here, and there you go, Stuke moves up. There going to the T-34 and the Mission 6M, taking punishing fire there from the rations. And tanks being repaired there. He's got 2 engineers, so they are a bit scattered, which does overall slow down the repair speed. In fact, he should retreat those back to focus on his armor. At least in my opinion. In meanwhile, we can see the Angreifen doing how you're better supposed to be doing it. Just focus your pioneers on one vehicle at a time and get them back into action as fast as possible. Medic bunker number 2 up here, having lost the first one to Russian artillery. T-34 ready. Conscious hauling the M42 eastwards. And out in the centre here, Conscious also falls back here with the Panzer IV and its mighty machine guns. He's been caught here, out in the open, exposed. Oh, I think he's going to try and rush the bunker there with a demo charge. The problem is he's now under a lot of fire, so it's going to be a lot harder for him to actually pull off the demo charge. And we got Fear Propaganda artillery going off somewhere to, I think, lighten up the defense around the centre here. Oh, he calls it in on the MD-42, so that way try and deal with it. Very nice move there by Redwings. Very nice move. There we go, pinned and forced retreat. Armour not quite filling up there. Mission 6 still providing a bit of covering fire, that's not having much of an impact. We got the Stuke moving out there. 1 Stuke, 2 Panzer IVs versus 2 T-34s and the Mission 6M. But the Pack 40 supporting any head-on assault from Redwings is going to, I think, end up poorly unless he's got some means of quickly silencing the Pack 40 or something else. Troops moving up, they might try and flank behind, hit the Pack 40 and then launch with an armor assault from the front, but there you go, T-34 is suffering damage, other T-34 waiting. And there you go, another machine gun bunker down here for Angreifen. At least being prepared. At least being prepared. But the Panzer IVs, they're keeping the flank secure from the infantry and are doing quite a bit of harm there to a Redwings front 2 Vics. Constantly need to fall back, and we got another bombing strike on the bunker. Really, these machine gun bunkers are proving an absolutely amazing investment for Angreifen. This one hasn't even been finished. one hasn't even been finished, and Redxwings is already calling it a bombing strike. That's an amazing investment for not Redxwings, but Angreifen. Amazing. Got 2 Panther Force there, both good to go. Redxwings will lump the Katyushas out and try and soften up some Angreifen defenses. Upgrade his Panther Grenadiers with Panzers. Not a huge fan of that. I'm guessing going to try and flank Redxwings armor with and just launch several Panzers into the side. Redxwings actually getting awfully passive with his armor. I think it's all the Telemites. Look, like losing a T-34 to 2 Telemites, I think is really just done a number there, and Redxwings causing him to be a lot more cautious versus Angreifen than he otherwise normally would be. That's certainly only giving Angreifen more freedom to move up. There you go. Angreifen makes a big mistake, sends his Stu again unsupported. That's like the second time he made that mistake, just sending the Stu with no real support, no screen, no nothing, and that's generally not how the Stu does well. That is not how the Stu does well. He should not be leading a charge, he should be supporting a charge. It is an assault gun, not an assault tank, or just a tank. The Katyusha rocket launcher is out there for Redxwings. Part of the 64th Guards Motor Rocket Battalion. It's just more head to battalion, can't remember. They've just designated as essentials as mortars, the units they've organised in, as a fun fact. Comes they're getting blasted by machine gun bunkers. Panther Force just laying down withering fire. The Rations are pinned like insects to the ground. They can't go anywhere except backwards or to heaven. Attempt here again at trying to get machine gun bunker statues crumbling as the Panther Force can't quite hit. He's really trying there. Mortar firing gun as well, and right before they can finish it, the engineers get wiped. They're almost close to wiping out their own bunker there, to be honest, and they did get that damn statue. There you go, Katyusha fire off. Trying to get something there, but not quite having the serious impact that I think Redxwings was banking on there versus Angreifen. Who's now got 3 Panther Force, including one of them Vetchency 2. Oberleutnant Hartmann, gefechtsbereit. Looks like he's setting up for something there. And unlike Angreifen, Redxwings hasn't managed a lot of mines. That gives Angreifen's armor, on the other hand, a lot more freedom of movement versus Redxwings than, you know, Redxwings has enjoyed, or at least think he has enjoyed. Because he doesn't have any other Telemine armor. Again, you can sort of see in how Redxwings is moving about with his tanks. He's very much concerned about those mines. And of course, he should be. But that's why I get mine engineers out faster. That way, you spot out safe paths for your tanks to move through. T-34 going straight for the Panther 4. Needs to be careful. Engineers trying to clear out the mines, but they're taking too much damage. Pack moving up there. Shock troops moving up the west flank there. Pack 40 setting up. There you go. He's isolated one of the tanks. Bit of a mistake there by Redxwings, and Angreifen seizes upon it rapidly with full force. But there you go. Might leave his flank exposed. Except he's now in counter response. Redxwings only moving in the Edgewin 6M. So it still feels like Redxwings is a bit unsure to want to deal with this. Panzer going to be on the hand, though, exactly how they want to deal with this. And they want to deal with it with really big rockets. Redxwings following up with another T-34. We could be looking at a large-scale armor battle ahead of us. 3 tanks on both sides with assault gun support for one of the sides. That could get very interesting. Angreifen now does, I think, despite having plenty of opportunity to build the heavy Panzer core, never got around to it. He just sticking to the Panzer 4. And will handle the Panzer 4 can be a good investment. Though again, it does require a lot of sort of deft handling compared to most other medium tanks for the price level. We got a KV-8 now for Redxwings, countering the T-34, aiming for a flamethrower tank. A curious choice out of nowhere there for Redxwings, possibly trying to focus down support weapons infantry. And there you go, moves out the T-34, but exposing it to a lot of fire there from the Germans. Not, I feel, the best move there by Redxwings, no real support there. Conscripts annihilated here by Angreifen's Panzer Spearhead. And there you go, Pack 40 up in the SM6. Need to pull back the T-34. Redxwings armed formations falling back here, and Angreifen, on the other hand, is just moving ahead here like a well-oiled war machine. Assaulting Redxwings, taking out the T-34, leaving only the assault gun. T-34 moving, KV-8 moving up through the centre. Pack 40, they're good to go. Panzer 4 flanking in. One Panzer IV, they're bouncing off shots. Another one could be moving in as well to support here. Almost got one Panzer IV there. Panzer X supporting in there. Go. Got it. It's down. Being only him, the Infantry 6, but there you go. Panzer IV, veteran there with the Panzer X. Should be able to finish it off. And there you go. Panzerjägers. Well, Panzer IV ended up taking off the killing blow there. Up north here. KV-8 dealing with the bunker, but it is now completely isolated. Panzer IV moving up there to deal with it alongside the Panzer going to deal. Other Panzer IV moving in. Not much to worry about here from the KV-8. Even if it switches over to the 45mm gun. The Panzer IVs, unless it's the one that is really damaged there, will have the upper hand versus the KV-8 since it just can't do enough damage. Redxwings' base home to do enough damage inside Angreifen's base to somehow make it worth it. The problem is, Redxwings is losing too much too fast here versus Angreifen, where so far not suffered, I would say, crippling enough losses to really make it worthwhile. And there you go. KV-8 with the 45mm guns, but is being surrounded here with the 3 Panzer IVs and destroyed. Bombing strike called in at the edge of the base here. Since you can't call in direct, but they were hoping to catch something. Instead, managed to achieve absolutely nothing there versus Angreifen. A waste of 200 munitions. Stealing away the Pack 40, but there we go. We got the Panzer Force already in the move there, and Oberleutnant Hartmann's Panzer crew there is almost on the way there to veteran defeat. Artillery fire though raining down the base like hardened raindrops straight from Moscow. Hoping to silence as many Germans as possible. Panzer Force they're rolling down there. Go big fat blitz. Oberleutnant Hartmann goes nuts. Going straight there for the Pack 40, hoping to silence it. Panzer Force supporting as well there quite nicely, and there you go. Pack crew is eviscerated. The only poor Pushkin able to make it out of there. Getting closer to the veteran defeat on the Panzer IV with this. Redxwings' odds of victory are looking very, very minuscule. So 3 Panzer IVs versus a Katyusha and some infantry. This, I think, is very much looking like GG. Panzer IV, they're rolling through here, clearing up base defenses. Cash of bunker down. We've got an Initiative 6M on the way there for Redxwings. You could have maybe considered some of those times where actually flow a lot of resources instead of actually going for fuel caches. You could have backticked for support from the company and brought up mortars, field guns, and maxims instead. That could actually have been also an idea there for Redxwings in hindsight. Machine gun there being flanked by the Panzers. Engaged head on by an enemy 42. Another Panzer Force actually shifted away, trying to do here with Redxwings' western incursion here as fast as possible. There you go, SN6 around for Redxwings, but his troops are getting absolutely annihilated. There you go, 43 kills from the Panzer IV. Very, 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 very close to veteran defeat. 46 kills for Germany. Oberleutnant Hartmann keeps adding to the tally. 4th Panzer IV there for Angreifen. 4th. 50 points left there for Redxwings. And there you go, ace level on the Panzer IV. And there you go, double blitzkrieg. Double blitzkrieg. Going straight there for the Panzer IV, or the not the Panzer IV, the F-6, hoping to silence it in a matter of moments to wipe it out from the face of this earth. There you go, Betty on the other Panzer IV, more Schützen here for Angreifen. Katyusha goes up in flames, its rockets lit like easy tinder. Oh, good lord, can't hit the Katyusha at all. On the other hand, there's plenty of other things inside Redxwings' base to hit, and there you go, infantry getting enlightened here. 50 kills in the Panzer IV. 50 kills. 52. Got Panzer IV moving down there. Shock troopers white. Barely anything left for Redxwings. 32 points left. 54 kills. 13 kills. Both Panzer moving in there. We got one of them blitzing to catch the F-6. And there we go. Gets it, but not before the other Panzer IV goes up in flames. Down to just one conscript inside the base and the veteran engineers. And with this, there you go, Redxwings surrenders. The 25th Tank Corps has been destroyed in detail here by Angreifen in the 19th Panzer Division. A brutal battle here on the Crossroads, with some aggressive panzer tactics. Lots of mines, showing there that mines do win wars. Flanks, shock troopers, bombing runs, bunkers also proving to be quite, helpful there. Soaking up a lot of munitions from Redwings. Nice flanks, good use of Osttruppen doctrine, they could have used officer. Overall, I think a pretty nice, interesting match here in Crossroads. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you learned something from it. If you did, why not subscribe to our friends? Share it with everyone. And a big thanks to all of my Patreon supporters, without which this episode would not have been possible. And if you like what I do as well consider supporting either by Patreon name, just a one-time donation on PayPal. Another one if you all donate at once. That would also be appreciated. I'll wait. Links on the video description for that. This is Imperial Dancing. Cheers. Thank you for watching. Hope to see you tomorrow for another exciting episode. Bye.